All right. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys don't hear the echo too much. I've actually moved into my new place, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around. Right now, we actually don't really have any furniture. It's nice and empty. We're gonna be having some furniture very soon, but I'm very blessed to be living in this household. We just have that little light there to make sure that you can see me well. So today, what I wanted to do was go over the two main systems that are used during your athletic performance when you're doing something like jujitsu. And hopefully by the end of the video, you know exactly the purpose of the two systems and you know how to train them so that way you can improve your confidence and athleticism while on the mat. Now, understand that the first priority for any strength and conditioning program is going to be injury prevention. Then you can work on improving your athleticism. And if you're someone that's dealing with injuries or you want to improve your athleticism for competition, go ahead and shoot me a message. I've opened up 3 spots for personalized strength and conditioning program to help you feel the best that you can be. But let's dive into the training today. We're going to talk about the anaerobic and the aerobic system and how they're used during your training. So these two systems are going to be used during any jiu-jitsu match. Aerobic system is used for long duration endurance type of activities. So if you were to, let's say, extract it and look at something like a marathon runner, that would mostly be using the aerobic system. You're going to be doing long duration type of work. What's actually happening is it's responsible for regulating your heart rate, so that way it stays under control. It's also transferring oxygen throughout the bloodstream and it's ridding your body of CO2. So that's the responsibility of the aerobic system. To train this, you need to practice long duration cardiovascular activities with a lower intensity. And a key note here is to make it somewhat enjoyable. So as an example, I played low stress football with friends so I could bang out running without really thinking about it. Maybe you can do things like swimming or pick up basketball game, or you can ride your bike. The key thing is to find something that helps you be consistent with it. The aerobic system actually is something that recovers very quickly, but also goes away quickly. As you add in the aerobic work and your cardio work, your cardiovascular system is going to improve very fast. But if you stop, even just as little as 3 days of not doing cardio work, your aerobic system can start to go down. But even after just a couple of cardio sessions, you're going to find that your cardio is improved while you're on the mats. So that's just something to consider. It's a quick adapter, but it also loses very quickly. Then you have the second system that is going to be used during your jiu-jitsu matches, which is the anaerobic system, which is responsible for using phosphate and glycogen as energy during short bursts of high intense energy. So an example of that would be lifting weights. You're trying to maximize your position during a scramble or any sort of fast, surprising movements used on your opponent when they're least expecting it. So a good example of that would be maybe like some type of jumping triangle motion rather than doing it very slowly and precise. You know, everybody has different games and different situations call for different actions. So that's why you need both systems in order to be the best possible athlete that you can be. And by training only one without the other, you are severely limiting yourself. For the anaerobic system, you will train this by incorporating exercises that build muscle and strength along with metabolic conditioning, which include sports-specific, high-intensity interval training circuits. So things like jumping rope, ball slams, and core work. If you pair these things together, that will give you a high intense short burst of energy, so that way you're practicing using that system. Now the anaerobic system is a lot different than the aerobic system in the fashion that it adapts a lot slower. So when you're first starting out with something like, let's say, strength training, you may notice small marginal gains of strength or muscle in a short amount of time, but it doesn't really happen too quickly. Versus the aerobic system, you're going to notice huge differences even just after a couple of sessions. You're really going to have to strength train for maybe 4, 6, 8 weeks at least. And then, of course, you're going to stay consistent for the rest of your life. in order to really see the maximum amount of benefit for your training. So that's just something to consider, as well as, especially this is very related to the whole coronavirus situation when we're quarantined and we weren't able to stick to our regular schedules. If you are somebody that was lifting weights, your body can keep on to muscle and strength a lot easier than it could maintain its cardiovascular health. So if you didn't work out for a week, you would actually gain that strength back relatively quickly, versus if you don't do cardio for 3 days, you're already going to start to see some diminishing effects in your aerobic system. So that's something to consider. The anaerobic system gets good results as you go on with it long term, and then the aerobic system kind of maxes out fairly quickly, and then you're just making kind of small marginal and maintenance gains over time. So this is overall the what, so you guys understand the two systems that get used. Obviously during jiu-jitsu, you have little short bursts of high intense energy, as well as you need to be able to manage that, because if you were going at 100% intensity in a match, you would be fatigued after just a minute and a half. So it's this back and forth of using the two systems, which is why it's both important to use. So this is the what. But what about the how? How do you actually put something together to actually improve these systems? Well, that's where I come in. And I've opened up 3 spots for personalized strength and conditioning programming for athletes who want to fix their injuries, prevent injuries, and improve these two systems so that you can feel your best, most confident self while on the mats. So if you're interested in something like that, feel free to shoot me a message and we can talk about what that would look like for you. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the training today, and that will be all. I will catch you guys next time.